This is the Bosch RA1171 router table. I just got this recently and I want to do a complete overview about the router table, how to use it, the advantages of it, and my opinion of it after using it. And for a little bit of background, I've been building electric guitars and basses for the past 13 years, and I have been using a handheld router the whole time. So I finally decided to get a router table, and I decided to go with this one. I did see on previous reviews that the benefits of having the cabinet with the router table were that it helps to contain the dust and that it also muffles the sound of the router. So those two things helped me make the decision to go with the one that comes with the cabinet. I'm not concerned about this sagging or warping or anything like that. It's very flat and very stable, and it does have a coating on it that helps protect it, and it also is a good surface for the wood to slide over. Just as a quick note, when you're assembling this, there will be a lot of extra pieces. It comes with a variety of screws for holding different models of routers in the plate, so you'll have a lot of extra screws. And then it also comes with feather boards and the knobs and hardware to hold the feather boards in place and stuff like that. So you will have extra pieces when you're done assembling. And here's the list of the routers that fit this router plate. It comes with the screws for all of these as well, so you don't have to worry about that. You can use different models as well. You would just have to get an adapter, I think. Okay, so let's take a look inside. I have my router attached here. It was pretty easy to attach. It just came with 3 screws for the DeWalt router. And then your router plugs into the back of here, and then that cable runs out the back. So that way you can plug that in and just use this switch. One thing to note if you're new to having a router table like I am is that you will have to turn this power switch on the router before this will work. It was something that I plugged it in and I didn't think about it, and I flipped the switch and it didn't turn on. And then a couple seconds later I was like, oh yeah, the router itself is not turned on. So if that happens to anybody else, look for that. The router plate does have height adjustment screws in here. You will need to adjust them with these other screws loosened, and then once you have this level with the surface, then tighten those screws down. This is something you want to make sure to set up right from the beginning. Use a straight edge across the surface and then level out your plate so that the wood doesn't catch as it's going over the plate. The fence is aluminum, and then it has MDF surfaces on the front. These are adjustable, and they go in and out. You want to set them so that they are about 1/4 of an inch or so away from the router bit, not too close and not too far away basically. And then there are knobs on the back. So this knob here and this knob here, you loosen those up and then you can slide this in and out. So it does also come with shims. Let me show you. This is one of them. It comes with 2 shims, and these are used for jointing. So to use these, I have one in this side already. You loosen up your knobs for the MDF, then you can slide the shim in behind it. And what this does is it allows you to use the router table as a jointer. So at this point, the outfeed side is 1/16 of an inch forward from the infeed side. And then I have the router bit lined up with the outfeed. So when the board goes over the router bit, it will take off 1/16, and then this will end up being flush on this side, and you see that there will be a difference of 1/16. You can also take the shim out and just use the fence without the shim, and that will give you a straight route. And then you can use it without the fence. It comes with this little pin that you screw in right here, and then it has a guard that goes around here somewhere. And this helps keep your hand away from the router bit. But with this starter pin, you want to start your wood against the pin and then kind of feed it into the router bit. It just helps to make it more stable Dust collection is best on this with the fence. As you can see, there are shavings on the table. When you have these guards on here, the only way for the dust collection to work is for the dust to go down into this gap between the bit and the plate here. And so some of it will get collected, but you're still going to get dust and shavings up in the air. With the fence, that has a dust port right behind the bit, and that works a lot better. Overall, I'm really glad that I got this router table. It's opening up some new possibilities for me as far as keeping the router stable and moving the wood over the table instead of trying to balance the router on the wood.